Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I start my presentation, I will introduce myself. My name is Salsabilla Syana Ramadhani. I'm from Managerial Accounting Semester 6. My name 4111811004. In this video, I will present about my final English PBL. So for my final English PBL, I have 4 points: 1. Introduction, 2. Designing tool, 3. Tool making, and 4. Conclusion and advice. Okay, 1.1 Background for tool building. See from the experience of others, where there are still many medium and large companies and in the world of education who still use paper for offset cutters in CNC milling due to the high cost of existing tools. So the authors want to make the same tool at a price that can be affordable by companies or in the world of education, namely the Z-axis CNC tool setting LED lamp indicator. Basic tool design. Take reference from existing tools as shown in the image above. I aim to create a similar tool but with different indicators. Where I use the LED lights as an indicator, it is no longer detailed. 2.2 Design, combine, or assembly. This is have a some part number for design, combine, or assembly. Next, 2.3 Detailed component drawing. There have 4 detailed component drawing. 3.1 Stage of making tools. There are some part name of stage of making tools. 3.2 Operational plan for making tools. This is process making cover holder battery, dimension 40 x 30 x 12 mm, quantity 1 pieces. First, piece of leftover material from the work of the previous part along 20 mm, and then clamp it on the milling machine and do it with an end mill diameter 10 with Y 5 mm left and right and Z 5 mm too. And then if you have removed it and install it on the CNC milling machine and set the center point on offset the height of Z and also make sure the 5 mm clamp in the face. 4. Use the pocket program to do facing as deep as 0.5 with an end mill diameter of 8 with a feed rate of XY 500, Z 100, SP 2000 with WF 5 floor offset 0, and then with FD rate XY 500, Z 100, SP 2000, WF 0.2 floor offset 0.1 with step down 0.5 with 10 mm depth. Next, finishing programs with 3 diameter end mills with FD rate XY 500, Z 100, SP 2000 with WF 0 and floor offset 0, step down 1 mm with a depth of 10 mm. Next, with step down 15 mm and WF 0.1 floor offset 0.1, then clear offset, then step over 0.5 with depth 15 mm for diameter for 40 mm. Okay, next finishing program steps down 15 mm WF 0 floor offset 0, then clear offset 0.1, step over 0.5 with a depth of 15. Next, with a step down 8 mm and WF 0.1 floor offset 0.1, then clear offset 8, step over 0.5 with a depth 8 mm for a diameter of 30 mm. Next, program finishing step down 8 mm WF 0 floor offset 0, then clear offset 0.1, step over 0.5 with a depth of 8 mm. And then install it on the milling machine face and clamp the reverse side using a V-block so that it doesn't scratch and clamp. And the last, then trim it until it becomes thick 13 and then do the greening process according to the picture. Estimate to build tools. You can have estimate time for cover holder battery have 75 minutes, body component have 160.40 minutes, as pressing have 75 minutes, same with cover holder battery, and top cover have 80.20 minutes. Estimate material cost. You can see this estimate material cost have as pressing holder battery, switch button, lampu LED, baut M3 x 0.5, sparing magnet, kabel micro, and tube. Estimate machining cost. You can see this have estimate machining cost for CNC milling, fries, and bubut. CNC milling have 160.6 minute, have estimate machining cost 500,000 rupiah. And for fries have 64 minutes. For the estimate machining cost have 30,000 rupiah. And the last bubut have 84 minutes. For the estimate machining cost 30,000 rupiah. 3.6 Total cost estimate. You can see this total cost estimate. Total cost estimate have total cost of standard and non-standard materials, total cost machinery, total manufacture cost, total overhead cost 20%. The total cost of standard and non-standard materials have 240,000, total machinery cost have 560,000, total manufacturing cost have 760,400 rupiah, and the last total overhead cost 20% have 152,080 rupiah, and the total cost estimate have 912,080 rupiah. 4.1 Conclusion. Based on the result on the discussion of the Z-axis CNC tool setting, it can be concluded that Z-axis CNC tool setting, which uses 61 aluminum materials, and where other parts use standard parts such as M3 x 0.5mm bolt, micro button switch, CR2030 true battery holder, Panasonic CR2032 battery, and 5.5 meter LED light. 2. Z-axis CNC tool setting using LED lights indicator have a limited limit to the extent to which the switch button is damaged if the operator is not careful enough to do the offset tool. 3. Z-axis CNC tool setting is a tool that is made based on existing tools but uses lighter materials and replaces the detail indicator with LED lights and with standard parts which are commonly used in the industry, so it will be very easy to replace them if that happens. Damage to the LED light, switch button, or battery replacement of this tool itself, or when trying to remake the Z-axis CNC tool setting yourself. So I recommend for Z-axis 50mm for affordable use. And for advice, I got the advice for the electric circuit from my senior, namely Ferdiansah Marja, which he suggests using a micro switch for an Zoom battery, a 20mm battery holder, so that the 5mm LED lamp can be used. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching my video. I'm sorry for the mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.